This reaction is brought to you by my wonderful $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/Alex Heitz. I would like to thank Steve Aldersley, Andres Glacial, at HotGirlVideos69 on Twitter, Ed Summers, Identitech, Jason Bates, Kurt David, Mark Ventura, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, Ray Schuster, TFG, Will E, B. Javer, David Mannion, and James Hanley for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Why must he always start the video drinking something? I wish I could tell you. It's just become the thing. I'm the guy who drinks things. I do Fizzy Friday streams. I mean, it's part of the ethos and the brand. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final David Bowie reaction that we will be doing, probably. I'm not expecting to go back and pick up anything else. I think I've gotten most of what I want. And yeah, it's been 1 week since you looked at me. I don't know how many we've done so far, actually. I could try to count them all together. Do you want to do that with me real quick? So I think I did 12 initially. And then coming back, it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, including this one, I think. So I think I've done 18 Bowie albums altogether, which is a pretty, like, you know, hefty chunk of stuff to do. And I will say it's been a very entertaining binge. I'm glad to be done with it, though, and moving on to things that I care about a little bit more personally as far as genres go, because we're going to be moving into some really nice stuff coming up. We got Pixies, we got R.E.M., Elliott Smith, Talk, Mark Hollis, all kinds of stuff I'm really excited to get to. But yeah, we're finishing up today with an album from 2002. It'll be really interesting, kind of missing piece, I would imagine, as far as David Bowie albums go. And for those who don't know, I do unedited reactions at my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $5 a month, you can get a shout out at the front of the video like all those people did, and access to unedited reactions from April 2021 going forward. That is everything from Modest Mouse to present. And that would be, including this video, 43 reactions as of now. So if you'd like to support the channel and also get access to unedited reactions, that's the place to do it. Or just $1 a month also supports the channel and gets you access to voting in polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums. Breaks up the monotony of artist binges, and we just kind of do like a one-off album just to keep things fresh and interesting. So if you want to support the channel, that is the place to do it. I also want to say I'm affiliated with NordVPN, fantastic service. If you are in need of a VPN, which there are many reasons to have VPNs, encrypt your data, access content that you can only access from other countries for whatever weird global reasons. Fantastic service. I've used it for years. Great prices, great speeds. So if you are interested, check out my affiliate link in the description. Okay. Heathen, David Bowie, 2002. This is his 23rd studio album. This man made so much music. Yeah, so I am very interested to see how this will compare with The Next Day, because I feel like that's going to be an obvious comparison based on just kind of the look of the album and also the genres of the album. It's like The Next Day was a very straightforward rock album. Some tracks had a little bit more of the art rock weirdness that Bowie is known for, but it was one of his most approachable albums, I feel, in terms of just rock in general. So I am very interested to see how this will sound in comparison. We have 12 tracks, a total of 52 minutes. I don't hear people talk about this one very much at all. I don't remember what my Discord guys said about this album when we did the discussion the first go around, like 2 years ago. Now, this is the album right before Reality, which is a little bit more of like I think a straightforward pop thing, although it might still be in a very similar vein. And then there was Nothing, basically radio silence for almost a decade until The Next Day. So I don't know if Reality is going to be like a weird little interlocutor between Heathen and The Next Day or not. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to say, I don't think. I thought there was, but maybe not. So I guess we're just going to jump right on into it. Also, did you know if you turn the album cover upside down, Bowie's face is now upside down? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's start with the first track, Sunday.
has changed. Everything has changed. Your feet out as unwed. This is the trip.
Okay, this is kind of cool. Definitely in that same vein as like the next day to some degree, but also there's like the next day had this like feeling that like Black Star was coming next, and this also kind of has that sort of like mature sensibility. I don't know how Reality came out after this with that album cover, but a very mature sensibility, and like the themes seem a little bit more grounded and heavy. Yeah, the instrumentation was good on that. I think that was pretty solid, actually. That's the thing with like the next day is it's not really like one of his best per se. It's just very strong front to back, in my opinion. There's maybe only a handful of tracks that were just kind of like, but it's been so long since I've listened to the next day, so I don't fully remember exactly how I felt about every single track. But so the interesting thing is this next track. This next track is a cover of a song, and it's a song that's going to be on the very next album I'm going to react to. We're going to do Cactus, and this is from Surfer Rosa, which will be the next album we will do, because we're going to start in on the Pixies once this album is done. Like, what are the odds that this would happen? I don't know, pretty small, I would imagine. So we're going to listen to, I've never heard it before, so we're going to listen to a cover, and then next week I'll listen to the actual track. So here's Cactus.
Just wishing that I had just something you wore. Yeah, wishing on a cement floor. Just wishing that I had just something.
Well, there you go. There you go. I can definitely see how that's a Pixies track. It was fine. I don't have anything to compare it to, so it's hard for me to like have a strong and fast opinion on it. But maybe next week when I do Surfer Rosa, I'll say which one I like better. But as far as just like an alt rock track goes, that was fine. Slip Away, 6 minutes. Let's go.
For just another day. Gray, oh, they slip away. They nearly might have been. One knew what they could do, except from me away. Don't forget to keep your head warm. Sailing over Coney Island. Who can you? There's never ever time. 82. The joke we always knew. Floyd.
There you have it. Good, good. I feel like I'm gonna feel very similar to this album as I did the next day, where I'm just like nothing stands out except I think Dancing in Space I really liked, um, to some degree. But this is just it's just like it's solid. You know, it's mature. You can tell he has years of pedigree on him, and the songs just like stand pretty well on their own. The thing is, it's like I think that these albums are not viewed as highly as others because they're not pushing any envelopes. Um, it's like it's almost like Bowie's just trying to do simple rock or simple pop, but because it's Bowie, it comes out as art rock and art pop. There's just always that Bowie friction I talk about. The because it's not pushing any envelopes, I think that's why Black Star was kind of viewed better than this kind of stuff because he starts incorporating a new genre. You know, you got jazz in there. Whereas like this stuff and the next day, it's like it's more basic, it's more simple, but it's still good because Bowie knows what he's doing. He has the pedigree and he has the years of experience and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to this music. So he's able to make some strong stuff that can stand on its own. It's in a genre that's very normal to some people. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But still, this has been good. This has been good. Slow Burn is the next one.
Here shall we live, and all shall have eyes, and the doors shall have ears, leading us all along. These are the days, who knows, though the years slay them all. Slow burn to love it all. Slow burn.
If you just add saxophone to your rock song, it becomes art rock. Did you know that? That was okay. One of the more straightforward ones, and I would say less interesting ones so far. But it's still not bad. It's still not bad. It kind of won me over a little bit more as it went along, but at first, the guitar riff was a little. I don't know. I would have liked it to have been a little bit more melodic, but it was good. It was good. All right, Afraid.
I wish I was smarter. It mattered to me. But I believe when I'm alone. So afraid. Yes, I'm still on my own. I put faith in education. I won't be afraid anymore.
I like that one actually. I like the it almost had the Wicked Game Chris Isaac chords at the front and the back there, if not the same ones. I like the kind of that like spaghetti western North American kind of guitar folk thing there. Gave it a nice flair. Good. I like it. I've Been Waiting for You. This is a cover of a Neil Young track from the debut album from '69, which I have not heard. At some point, I'm going to go through a good chunk of Neil Young albums. I'll probably do it in, I don't know why I'm saying this now, but if you're watching and you want me to do Neil Young, I'll probably do it in 2 phases, because I think there's enough there that it will be a considerable amount of albums to do. And I don't want to get burnt out on Neil Young, because I feel like if I listen to too much at once, I'm just going to like kind of go crazy. I could be wrong, but I'll probably do 2 phases of Neil Young at some point in the future. Anyway, let's see what this is all about. I have not heard the track.
Saved my life. Not to bear. Who knows how it could be for such a long time now. Losing once or twice. Time now. For such a long time now.
That was cool. I liked the bass and the guitar tone. It had like a little bit of chunk to it. That was nice. Apparently Dave Grohl contributed guitar on there. Yeah, I mean, like I said with the other song, and there's another cover on here as well, I can't compare it to the original, so I only know this. But that was fine. Probably on the level of like Slow Burn, where I'm just like, nothing like jumped out at me as far as like being interesting or exciting. But you know, I think that's what everyone tries to do when they listen to Bowie, and I need to try to not do that maybe. Okay, next one. I Would Be Your Slav.
In the snowy street, let me under to me. Show me who you are. I would be your slave. Please, do you laugh out loud at me? All you are. And I would be. I don't sit and wait. Laugh out loud at me. A chance to strike. I would be your slave. Open up your heart to me.
My daughter is not happy. I don't know if you can hear her. So much like Dancing Out in Space was my go-to like pick on the next day, I think I Would Be Your Slave is my go-to pick for this one so far. I loved the kind of like slithering, meandering kind of feel of it, and that bass was a really awesome addition and had a great presence on there. Yeah, I just like the vibe of that one a lot. It really hit the spot for me. I dig it. I also wonder who was playing the bass on that one, because there's different bassists on this album. But anyway, I took a trip on a Gemini Spaceship. This is the last cover on the album from legendary Stardust Cowboy, who I have never heard before. So let's see what we got.
Took a trip on the Gemini spacecraft. Jupiter. And I thought about, I shot my space gun. Boy, really felt blue. parked under the stars, winding screen, moon shining down our spacecraft. And I thought of tomorrow night, will you hold hands with me under the moonlight? I thought about you.
The production is pretty cool on this one. This is actually apparently the first time that Visconti came back to produce since Scary Monsters, 22 years prior. And like looking at the ones that Visconti has produced, he's obviously kind of the king when it comes to Bowie albums. But I gotta admit, Earthling, at least with the 2021 remaster, that production was juicy. Anyway, that was fine. I think I liked the actual like production and tone of the instruments and playing more than the actual composition of the song itself. But I can definitely see why Bowie would have picked this song to cover. It makes complete sense. All right, 5:15. The Angels Have Gone. Oh.
Changing trains, this little town. Let me die 15. Train over changing time. We never talk.
Oh, it was getting scary. I don't know. Maybe it was just a little boring in some ways. Again, an interesting like bass or guitar riff in there. It just didn't do a whole lot. I don't know. Maybe that's like, B-side of the album fatigue saying that, but that did not really strike me all that much, I would say. Everyone Says Hi, last single of the album.
Set you tightly, they say. I could keep by a little phrase. One says hi. Know the right thing to say for you. Everyone says hi. In a sad place where they don't care how you are. Always home. We could do all the good things. Everyone says hi. Everyone says hi.
Everyone's sad. Not bad. I definitely see it in more of like a pop rock format there, with that kind of like synth string riff going on. It was fine. It reminded me a bit of like Valentine's Day from The Next Day. It's just a more approachable song, but it doesn't really make it worse, I think. It's just, it's good. It's good. We have 2 tracks left, everybody. A Better Future.
demand a better future. Or I might just stop all this pain and all this sorrow. I demand you give my children sunny smiles. From factory to Babylon, nothing is new. I might just stop needing you. I might get a future, or I might just stop loving you.
Intriguing. I am intrigued. Yeah, it's not really like anything that stands out. But it was fine. It was fine. Kind of on the level of something like, I don't know, maybe Slip Away, that kind of a thing. It's like it's intriguing, but it kind of falls between the cracks of the other tracks a little bit. Last track, Heathen, Ray's last David Bowie song we will be doing for the foreseeable future. Let's go.
Along the skyline, made for a real world, waiting for something. Sun, have I stood? And when the sun is low, it now.
And that is it. Oh, and someone flushes. Perfect timing. Always happens. Great. That was solid. Very unlike, what was it, Heat off of the next day. Let me go look real quick what that track was. I remember the next day ending on a really odd track. I think it was Heat, wasn't it? Yes, Heat. Which felt like you were like cooking in a sauna. It was like a really kind of anxious sort of sounding song. This ending track made a little bit more sense. I like how Sunday and Heathen are nice bookends for this album, actually. Okay, there is Heathen. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I probably like it about as much as the next day. Maybe more in some ways, less in others. It's really hard to say at this point. Tracks that didn't do much for me were probably Slow Burn, even though that's not really a burn for this song. I think it's a perfectly fine song. It's just I prefer some of the more interesting tracks here. Angels Have Gone, I think, was a little long. Everyone Says Hi was fine. Much like Slow Burn, Everyone Says Hi, I think is a perfectly fine song. It just didn't grab me as much as some others. A Better Future was all right. Cactus was all right. The covers were intriguing, but like I said, I have nothing to really compare them to at the moment. Highlights were probably Sunday, Afraid, I Would Be Your Slave, and Heathen. I think that's how I feel. But yeah, very interesting album. Very interesting album. I don't regret listening to it at all. There really isn't a single Bowie album I've regretted listening to. Outside was probably a daunting one at the time, but looking back, like, let me just take a quick look at like some of my ratings for these albums and see if there's any. I gave Young Americans a 3. Hunky Dory. Oh, The Man Who Sold the World. Man Who Sold the World I wasn't really into. Hunky Dory I was also very hit and miss on, which is a very controversial take. I know that much. Yeah, it's been very interesting this whole time. I would say The Man Who Sold the World and Hunky Dory are probably the only ones that didn't really grab me. Man Who Sold the World for hard rock reasons, and Hunky Dory just because like it's really hard for me to get a grip on that album, and I don't really know why. Because it's not like I really dislike his glam stuff. I enjoy Ziggy and Aladdin Sane, but I don't know. It's odd, but there it is, everyone. David Bowie is complete. Excited to say that. 18 albums. Whew. Anyway, yeah, everyone, stay tuned for Pixies coming up next. Super excited for that. Surfer Rosa will be the next album we do. Should be a fun time. All right. All right, I did it, everyone. Things to plug yet again, of course, patreon.com/Alex Heitz. Talked about it earlier. If you want to support the channel, that would be the place to do it. $1 a month access to voting in polls, which we'll do a couple albums from now, and then $5 a month shoutouts and unedited reactions, of which this video will be one of them. And then also we got the Discord. Link in the description for that. Got about 175-ish members over there. Lots of fun music discussions, recommendations, Topster charts, memes, all the fun things related to music and more. So if you want to join the community of this man channel, listen music guy thing, that would be the place to do it. That's all I have for you. Yeah, very, very, I wouldn't say bittersweet to be done with Bowie. I'm glad to be done with Bowie. Mostly because I'm excited to go into stuff I know I will probably like a lot. But also, it's just been a lot of Bowie. It's been a lot of Bowie, 18 albums. But it's been a very fun ride, very enlightening. And it's cool to have that much of a discography under your belt. Because it makes me feel really prideful and like I'm really smart because I've listened to a lot of music and I can show off to people, and then they get annoyed, and then I wonder, why did I show off to people that I know exactly what genre Earthling is? Because everyone I know doesn't care about genres. Too true, too close to home. I'm sorry. All right, so yes, for those who don't know, we're doing the we're kind of alternating between like 2 live album reactions and a live Berserk manga reading every Friday. I'm sure you've noticed that. This album, this video is coming out shortly after I did Laser Guided Melodies and 16 Lovers Lane. I've not listened to those yet because I record this on Wednesday. So hopefully you guys are kind of keeping an eye on that stuff. And yeah, don't really have anything else to add at the moment. So until next time, everyone, thank you for watching. Godspeed.